there's a strange truth about scrolling that almost nobody wants to admit. You don't realize when it starts, but you always feel it when it's too late, the moment when your thumb keeps moving even after your mind has stopped. And if you've ever wondered why you do it, or why millions of people lose hours without noticing, then what you're about to hear might feel uncomfortably familiar. We live in a world where scrolling has become one of the most common human behaviors. It's quiet, automatic, almost invisible. You pick up your phone for a second, and suddenly 30 minutes disappear. You're not looking for anything in particular, you're just drifting. But behind that drifting lies a psychological pattern more powerful than most people realize. Because people who spend more time scrolling aren't lazy, bored, or addicted to entertainment, at least not in the way we think. They are responding to triggers deeply rooted in human emotion, attention, and the quiet need to escape. See, every scroll is a tiny pull of curiosity, a little spark of maybe the next thing will make me feel something. Psychologists call this variable reward behavior, the same mechanism used in slot machines. But for heavy scrollers, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes a coping mechanism, a way to silence thoughts that feel too loud, a way to avoid decisions that feel too heavy, a way to fill the quiet moments that feel too empty. Most people don't scroll because they want content, they scroll because they want distraction. They want a break from the inner voice that keeps asking questions they don't have answers for. Questions about their future, their fears, their relationships, their insecurities. So instead of confronting those thoughts, they drown them in an endless feed of noise. But there's another layer to this psychology. For many, scrolling becomes a form of emotional regulation. When life feels overwhelming, the phone becomes a shield. When life feels dull, it becomes stimulation. When life feels painful, it becomes escape. Scrolling isn't about pleasure, it's about relief, and relief is addictive. People who spend more time scrolling also tend to struggle with something psychologists call attentional fatigue. Their minds are exhausted from constant decision-making, constant expectations, constant pressure, so they retreat into the simplest form of mental activity available: consuming instead of creating, watching instead of participating, observing instead of feeling. And yet, the irony is painful. The more you scroll to avoid discomfort, the more disconnected you become from the life that could cure it. It creates a loop of temporary relief and long-term emptiness. You escape, but never heal. You disconnect, but never rest. You feel busy, yet achieve nothing. It's a quiet trap that millions fall into without ever noticing. But here's the part that hits hardest. People who scroll for hours aren't seeking entertainment, they're seeking meaning. They're searching for something that feels right, something that resonates, something that makes them feel less alone. But meaning rarely appears in a feed designed to keep you scrolling, not thinking. And when you live too long in the digital noise, you start losing touch with the world that actually matters. You start losing presence, you start losing peace, and eventually, you start losing yourself. But here's the truth, hidden beneath all of this: the moment you recognize the pattern, you can break it. Not by quitting your phone completely, not by forcing discipline you don't yet have, but by becoming aware, because awareness is the first act of freedom. When you notice why you scroll, you no longer scroll unconsciously. You start choosing instead of reacting. You start living instead of drifting. And maybe that's the message the world needs right now. Not to stop scrolling, but to stop surrendering to it. To remember that your mind, your time, your focus, they were never designed to be consumed. They were meant to be lived. Asterisk, before you go, I want to hear from you. Do you think scrolling has affected your focus, your mood, or even your identity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy deep psychological breakdowns like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story.